Bit of a slow news week, but we were able to find some interesting stories. First up, following Jim Ryan's retirement, Hiroki Totoki has finally stepped into the role of temporary CEO. More important than that is what was said about PlayStation's strategy going forward.
PlayStation.
Second, rumors continue to swirl about an Xbox handheld. Very interesting news, and we discuss the pros and cons of a decision like that. And lastly, Stellar Blade has taken up space in every gaming conversation, for better or for worse, but the studio Shift Up is apparently setting their sights on their next project. All that with plenty more sprinkled throughout. Welcome to the Couch Consumer livestream.
And Lego.
Yes.
And it was Escape I sorely needed.
Both of them were my escapes too. I want to say that Genesis was more of an escape for me because the Nintendo was actually my brother's. And then I got the Genesis myself. I had a Game Boy and a Game Gear before that.
Wow,
But
you
yeah.
had a lot.
I was
Yeah.
my dad made up for us living so far away from him by buying me whatever I asked for Christmas.
Right on. I mean, that's,
So.
if you can't be there, buy the love. But I could totally get that from his perspective.
Yeah.
It's like, what else you gonna do? That's brutal. That's really
Yeah,
brutal.
I had to live away from my son for like a couple years. I still had him every day,
Mhm.
and it essentially minus work, I was really only away from him for a long sleep.
Right.
But
Mhm.
but just doing that, like the joint custody thing for a couple years, it was devastating. So like just knowing how I felt in that moment, like I felt really bad for my dad. I called him and I was just like, I'm so sorry you had to go through all that.
Oh man, it's brutal. It's brutal. Just so you guys know, we are live. In case you didn't know.
Okay.
I did not know. Sorry,
is that
guys.
is that what this
Speaking-
on-air symbol means? Okay.
Speaking of my personal life, my bad.
I'm so sorry. I thought you knew. I have the thing up right here. I thought you knew.
I need a bright
sorry.
neon light in here now.
Can you guys see that?
I can.
Yeah, I can now.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna cut that when I do this for my channel.
Right on. That's one of the things, the magic of doing it live is that one. Yikes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's not like we were
That's
saying anything appropriate. That happened earlier.
Right. Yes. You guys totally missed that one. I'm just kidding. What's up, everybody? We've got Gamer Geek back. She was on a little hiatus, but she's back. And if you didn't know, she just had a new video out, I want to say on the 5th. Is that right?
I think so, yes.
Yep. And it's a walkthrough with not Jill. Who is it?
It's Claire.
Claire.
In Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yes.
The Resident Evil 3 remake will be coming soon. And then over time I'll sprinkle in Claire on the first run, because this is Claire's on the second run in Resident Evil 2. So
Right on.
just because there's a little bit of differences. So
And
I'll
it's the
sprinkle those
walkthrough of
in
the main hall. Yes.
Mhm.
Right on. So if you're having trouble getting through Resident Evil, check out her channel. Her link is in the description, also her Twitter. And Nas, I got a chance to catch your live stream, and you guys, so he got done with the devil super fast. In
You should
Cuphead.
probably mention this is. Oh yeah. Okay.
It's so funny because I was like, oh, I got a little bit of time, because it was like 6 minutes in or whatever. And so I was like, oh, I got time. And by the time I got into the live stream, he'd already beat him. It was already done. And he was on another game. But this game is perfect for him because his voice is immaculate. It's absolutely immaculate. And he does the voices for every different character. So good. Blows me
That's
away.
awesome.
Yeah.
I do that, but I do it like off screen.
Yeah.
Like my Legend of Zelda gameplays are quite amusing in privacy of my room while I'm playing.
Right on.
I
should put
do
those up.
voices.
You should put those up. I'd be interested to see them.
Me too.
I have a couple Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom things up, but I have some more that I need to put up.
Right on.
But yeah, Fox, that didn't surprise anybody more than me. Like I said before, I was starting a little bit early so that I had time to beat the devil, because that was where I stopped playing before for some stupid reason. And I thought, okay, I got a little bit extra time in here. I'm gonna maximize, and then I beat him on the second try.
Yes.
At 7:59, a minute before my stream was officially supposed to start. So
right on. There you go.
That was the plan. Anyway. So I can play Biomorph, and I'm happy with that.
And it's a very interesting game. It reminds me of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It really is reminiscent of that. It's not as well, there is like little to no dialogue in it, so that's definitely different this time around, but it looks really good.
It is. I'm really enjoying it. It just came out yesterday. So.
Oh shoot! It's
the only games I'll play day one are indie games.
Gotcha. And I'm assuming that's on Steam, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Okay. Before we get into our main whatchamacallit articles. Oh, jeez, Lord. I wanted to take a look at just several. There were some of these we were talking about in Beerus. He put it out there in Toys R Us. They are, building a replica for the biopic of Michael Jackson, which is super duper cool. And we also went over that Toys R Us, they are coming back. I can't remember the name, but it's a global industry. They bought them up, and they're going to be putting their stores back out there, starting in Dallas. I think you said, Gamer.
Yeah, they they had started a couple kind of like flagships. Apparently they're starting to put them in like Macy's and other places, kind of like Kohl's has like their little toy store section.
Yeah,
is what I'm thinking that they did. But what I was reading in the article that we were looking at was that WHP Global has put one in the Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. So I think that's a good idea, because when I was telling you guys off screen, Atlanta, the thing that caught me, I was walking through there and it felt like I was in a mall, and then I'm like, ooh, Disney store. And so yeah, I spent so much money before my flight. It was horrible.
and like we were saying, like the perfect place for it is like an airport, because you have a captive audience, and people travel with their kids all the time. They see toys. I mean, it doesn't even have to go any further than that. Toys. Let's go in there.
A captive audience.
Yeah.
And they're constantly being shuttled in.
Yeah. Yes. Or grandma forgot to bring the present or something.
Ooh,
exactly.
Yeah, that too. Or hey, this kid's being annoying on this flight. I'm going to give him a toy and shut him up.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
That as well.
I'm not saying that people would do that.
No.
I would absolutely do that. I would absolutely do that. My kid is super ADHD, and I remember traveling with him and being like, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
it gets like that.
Prepared better. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd only do that. I'd only buy a toy for them if I got something for myself, to be fair.
You're right on. I mean, that's not a bad thing either. I do the same thing with my son, because he's old enough for the action figures. So if I get like a cyborg or something like that, I'll get him a Robin or something, because I feel bad. Awesome. I feel bad not leaving the store without getting him something. He's like, oh, you didn't get me anything. It's like,
and that's the thing. But you just touched on why this is going to be successful for them. Exactly. Kids see that, and then parents, it just plays on that parental guilt, right? That you see other parents walking into the store with their kids, and your kid's like, well, why can't I get anything? It's like, oh, God damn it. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
That's why we've ended up with so many Legos and Nerf guns in my house.
There you go. And those are like awesome. I love those.
Yeah. Those never go out of style.
No, they don't. They're amazing.
Somehow my kid can always do these trick shots where he goes up and over my glasses and into my eye.
I'm
That's
thinking
impressive.
It hits your eyebrow and then bounces between your eye and your
I don't know.
Glasses.
It always feels like it just goes straight over and right in.
Right on.
Wow.
I mean, I'm keeping him in a zombie apocalypse, I'll tell you that.
What do you call it? You remember the movie Wanted? Maybe they based that movie off of him.
Yes, like where they sling it and it,
Yeah.
Of course I watched that as, ex-military going, that would never happen.
Oh yeah, no. I thought it was cool. And Angelina Jolie, she
awesome.
she wasn't, hard on the eyes or anything like that. So.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You can't watch an Angelina Jolie movie without being like, it can be awful, and everybody's still like, yeah.
Yes. What was that movie that she was Hackers?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Yeah, when she was super duper young. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, like in her 20s, probably.
I think she was still a teenager when she did that.
No.
Maybe her
my favorite role of hers was Gone in 60 Seconds.
That was good.
Absolutely.
Great in that movie.
Nicolas Cage, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
With Eleanor.
Right on.
Yes, the GT Shelby. That's right.
Now I gotta look up Angelina, just so I don't look like a weirdo on here. All right. What other one do we have? We have, this is one I didn't bring up here. So apparently they're coming out with a new Matrix movie. We're excited about that. Yeah.
Again?
Yes.
In a way, I'm not excited for the movie. I'm excited for the hilarious discussion around the movie, like the meta narrative. I don't care about.
No one is.
I didn't watch the last one. What was it, Resurrection?
I watched Resurrection.
Yes.
That's your take.
I love the original trilogy. I still watch those. But when I watched Resurrection, I was just like, all right, okay. Well.
I really only have love for the first movie.
First movie was phenomenal.
It was so good.
Right.
And everything else after that, I was just like, I didn't like it as much. And until the third one, and I was tuned out. So when Resurrection was announced, I was like, I'm gonna set this one out. I don't really have any interest in this.
Same. I tried to watch it. I couldn't get through like the first act. It was horrible. It was so bad.
It was not good. But the ending was pretty good. Like when they started to kind of like explain everything, but it took so long to get there. Go for it. They've changed the characters. They had Mr. Smith was somebody else, and then they brought all this weird stuff into it, and I was just like, all right, guys. So
you can't change from Hugo Weaving. That guy just had such presence and his own brand of charisma.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't replace that.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
It was like when you heard that, you gotta run. Like what's his name? He was like, when you do what we all do, you run.
Oh yeah, I think Morpheus. Yeah, because that was part of the training sequence. Right? Yeah. That's how much I remember this movie. It's like, look again, and you turn around, and he's got Agent Smith with a huge ass hand cannon right to the face.
Desert Eagle.
Was that what it was?
I
don't know guns. I'm gonna
also,
go pew pew, and that's it.
Right on. So just to update, Angelina Jolie was 20. She was 20 years old in Hackers.
See, basically.
Okay.
So I'm not a weirdo, everybody. Okay, calm down.
I didn't mean you were a weirdo like that.
Just had to make sure, so everyone knows. But so apparently it's being done by Drew Goddard. I am not. Oh, okay. So it has. He directed The Martian, Cabin in the Woods, and World War Z. The Cabin in the Woods was a great movie. It was so good. World War Z was mediocre in my opinion. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but the Cabin in the Woods, it really it you know how like people say subvert your expectations nowadays. It truly did subvert expectations back in the day. It was so good.
Yeah.
The Cabin in the Woods, oh gosh, so good. But yeah, so he's the one that's going to be directing the fifth entry into the Matrix, with one of the Wachowskis coming back to executive produce.
So the Wachowski, I'm assuming, is the one that did Resurrections.
Yes.
But I'm hoping doesn't write the script for the next one, maybe.
Single-handedly tanked whatever goodwill we had left with the Matrix. I'm probably in the minority with this. I liked Reloaded. I really liked that, and the third one really was a huge letdown, and the fourth one just completely blew the entire franchise up, or the
Yeah,
it was so horrible.
It kind of undid everything before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
And let you down.
Really, do you guys remember in between the 3 movies, there was the Animatrix, like the animated shorts?
Yes.
Good.
Those were so good. I'd rather than seeing like a 5th movie or even a 4th movie for that matter, I'd prefer to see something animated because I think you mentioned it before the stream started, Fox. There's a lot more that you can do with animation.
Yes.
There's a lot more, you can go over the top and you don't have to suspend your disbelief as much for animation as you do for live action.
Oh yeah.
Probably also lower on the budget too.
Yes. Hollywood really needs to get a hold of that. It's just like the gaming industry. They really need to get a hold of these production budgets. It's insanity.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You also got to think that you don't have to pay the insurance on.
That's true.
The animated characters flying around and kicking each other. Like look at the action sequences in the animated Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, super good. Yes.
Yeah, like I've looked at some of those animations and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And it like they blow me away, and I'm like, you guys do like such a good job with these in these animated movies, and then you'll see like them try to do something like that in a live action. You're just like, nope,
it doesn't translate. It doesn't.
Yeah.
No, but when you make it live action, I think that actually helps with your mass appeal.
Yeah. Because I guess I'm not gonna say that. People who don't usually dig on animation would be interested in live action,
True.
So, but if we want to get into our first article, or not our first article, but one of our main stories, talking about Hiroki Totoki. He's taken over for Jim Ryan over there at PlayStation. I want to say he was the president of Sony or CEO of Sony, and he's dueling in as PlayStation CEO right now. And one of the things that really caught me was their push into PC. And I just know that we talked a lot about this in the last stream, Nas, where they're going to have to broaden out a lot. But this is also a new thing. I'm going to take a look. We're going to read an excerpt from the actual article, and just to get the main pieces of it, instead of bringing up the article and trying to find, it's like, I don't remember where it was, blah 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 blah. So give me 1 second, we'll get into that real quick. All right, so according to the recruitment page on developer ShiftUp's website, studio is seeking a new staff for this one is the one. Given the temporary nature of Totoki's position, it's not expected that Sony president will make any immediate changes to the PlayStation brand and approach. If he were to, however, Totoki has shared opinions in the past that line up with the current multi-platform initiatives on PC and mobile. Dubbed a bit of a numbers guy, Totoki has said he wants Sony to be aggressive when improving the division's profit margins. So that just lets me know he's opening himself up. He's softening the the ground for moving into other platforms. So mobile, definitely got to get into mobile because everyone loves mobile. I think whenever we're talking about men and women being about 50-50 split in gaming, mobile is a big proportion of that.
That's very true, because you've got your Candy Crushers and your comfort gamers.
Right.
You've got the gamers that are looking to just be occupied while they're waiting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So mobile is excellent for that. Because, I mean, you're waiting at the doctor's office, or you're waiting on a subway, or whatever it is. Like,
you're waiting
at an airport. Pull out your phone.
Yes.
And there's no Disney Store or Toys R Us to occupy you.
Right. So you got to depend on your mobile game to keep you occupied until loading time comes around. But yeah, so I think that eventually that whoever takes over for Hiroki Totoki, they will be making a push, kind of like what Phil Spencer is doing, into decreasing the amount of exclusives They have. Now, I heard something absolutely ridiculous the other day. I was watching a live stream, and he said that if Mike or Xbox were to get out of making consoles, so they went just strictly publisher, that would mean that PlayStation would go publisher. And I disagree with that, just because, those customers that want to play on a console are going to migrate over to PlayStation, because PlayStation and Xbox have relatively the same audience. Nintendo, they're into the family friendly games. PlayStation, Xbox, they're more edgy. So whatever customer base that Xbox had for consoles, they're moving straight into PlayStation. And I would assume that being a publisher, PlayStation would get those games too. You know what I mean? So they wouldn't be missing out on the games. It's just, they would have to get used to playing on a PlayStation instead of an Xbox. So I thought it was absolutely ridiculous he said that. It's not follow the leader. They will take stuff that makes sense, leave stuff that doesn't, as a business.
Right. They're going to choose. Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
I was going to say, I think that consoles will stick around. Like, I kind of get what they're saying about, gearing more towards mobile, because kids want the phone, kids want the the tablet and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, like, my son is probably too addicted to video games for his age. But, the phone and the tablet and everything like that are used to remote play.
Okay,
so he's hopping in and doing the cloud gaming for his Xbox, or he's plugging in and doing a remote play to the PlayStation. Like we've talked about in past streams, it's so much cheaper and it's so much more manageable to buy a console that you don't ever have to upgrade any components or buy a new one like X amount of years after.
That's right.
Think about it. Like, PlayStation 3 lasted for like 11 years.
Yeah.
Before they stopped releasing titles on PlayStation 3.
They needed that time, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, and PS4 is still going strong.
Yes.
So, whereas if I had gotten a PC when I got my PlayStation 4, I would have already had, like, at least 3 more PCs, because I can't not upgrade or do stuff with PCs. Yeah. So that's really why I'm not a PC gamer, because I know how I am with, just even before, when I wasn't playing games on PC, you should have seen like how much I was spending on PC. So I'm always big on consoles. I think that the mobile is a really good thing, like with Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Village. But Resident Evil 4, people were really excited when they released it on iPad and Windows and everything like that. And I think that they're doing, after they did that, they hit like past 7 million sales on the remake, and it's only been like a year.
Awesome. Holy crap. Yeah.
So, I think if they would do things and go mobile and give people like an option for when they're away and they can't have their consoles, or they can't remote play or something like that with, households that share a console, it's not as easy to remote play into. So
right.
I think they should branch out for sure, but I don't see PlayStation just going away.
Right on. Yeah. All right.
No, not for a couple of generations at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with you on that. Yeah. As far as PC gaming goes, though, I'm the type of person who squeezes as much out of my PC as I can before I upgrade and get a new one.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I like to tinker.
Oh no, that's fine. But there's just so many different games available to you outside, especially out of like AAA, AA budget. Like, you can play virtually any indie game that comes out right now, pretty much, with some exception, on a PC that's at least 5 years old.
Definitely.
And with access to Steam libraries and GOG and all that stuff, you have a lot more options available to you. Obviously, you don't have the platform exclusives, but I don't know. I think I don't want to work too far ahead on one of the other articles that we're going to be going over, but we are going to be mentioning as far as portable consoles. And I know Sony's got interest in that as well. Seems like everybody does. Looks like that's the future that they all want to march towards, for very much the same reason that Gamer Geek said.
Definitely, and I agree with more Steam Deck like consoles. Like I would love to have a Steam Deck, but I also I have a gaming laptop for that specific reason, because I can't as easily just open that up and start trying to mess with everything. So,
right on.
That's why I got the laptop instead of getting a PC tower, because I would just be constantly, I need this, I need this, I need this.
Oh yeah, and I did hear a rumor that that PlayStation's not stopping with the Portal. They have another handheld coming out eventually. But what I think they should do, I'm sure it'd be super easy for them to do a software update to make this thing able to go anywhere. I'm sure they could do that. Everything's done over the interwebs nowadays anyway, over the cloud. So I'm sure they can make this thing much more portable. But I got a PlayStation Portal because I didn't want to be a recluse here in the studio or office or whatever. I didn't want to be a recluse. Everybody else plays downstairs. I wanted to go down there and play my game, press pause if they're like, hey dad, come play or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think they've got options. They definitely have options. It's just and I've said this probably 3 streams straight, where you got to increase the pool of people so that you can continue to grow. And if you are harping on exclusives, if you don't get me wrong, building up your ecosystem is totally fine, but you're still going to get those small pool of customers, and you won't be able to grow. So exclusives probably will be a thing of the past, because that's the name of the game. Especially if you are a publicly traded company, you have to keep the arrow going up. If it dips down, you start losing money.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not entirely sure about that, because let's look at the example of Stellar Blade.
Yes.
Right. Stellar Blade's a PS exclusive. And because of its success and because of all the news around it, good or bad or whatever in between, it's got a lot of attention. And what are they going to be doing? They're going, Shift Up is going back to cross-platform with all of these extra eyes on them.
Which is true, because if you get a really awesome exclusive, suddenly you're getting all that attention.
Yeah.
And so I agree with Nos on that one.
I gotta give you that.
It works out beautifully. Wow. It's good for Sony. And it's good for Shift Up. And I wouldn't doubt that Sony's like, hey, do you want to keep going exclusive? And Shift Up is like, yeah, you know what? We're good. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But we're gonna issue our game everywhere now.
Which
is kind of mutually beneficial. And that's fine. Absolutely. This is actually, it ends up being customer friendly in the long run, because now you're cross-platform.
Yes.
Right. And I'm all in favor of whatever these companies do that is customer friendly or consumer friendly.
Oh,
absolutely. I don't know if you've seen some of the past streams, but I'm super mad about Hellblade 2 being an Xbox exclusive because it was multi-platform before. So now I'm a little ticked off that Xbox is like, let's try this.
That's crappy.
It is.
Phil, don't make me come up there.
Yeah, they did the complete opposite of Shift Up.
So the first one was platform independent, and now they've gone exclusive on the second one. That is why
Xbox owns them now.
Yeah, Xbox bought Ninja Theory after the success of Hellblade, the first one, and so it was on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And now it's going to be obviously on PC via Game Pass. Yeah. But now it's an Xbox exclusive, and I am not a fan.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe this is going to be one of those exclusives that ends up being on PlayStation eventually. We know that that's one of the plans for Xbox.
That's what Scotty said about Deathloop last time. Yeah.
I mean,
I would hope, but I wouldn't put it past Phil to not do that, just because some of the Xbox fans kind of threw a fit about the whole exclusive thing.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Which I do understand them getting mad about it. I said something to my son, he was like, well, then why do I have an Xbox? And I was just like, no. It's not all of them, not yet anyway. So.
But that is the temperament. People, that's what people are feeling. I invested all this time into Xbox's ecosystem, and it means nothing now that they're giving their games to everybody. You know, all this time, all this money.
And
We talked about this on the last stream.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last stream, and you know, obviously they're not going to announce that they're doing all of it, but would you really expect them to?
No.
Would you really expect them to come out and say, okay, all of the games that you got on your Xbox, you can now get on your PlayStation? But it's not going the other way around. So
right. So
we're just gonna say, like, oh, only a couple are going. So still, like, enjoy your Xbox, love your Xbox.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple will go over to PlayStation. They're not gonna say, okay, there's no point in having an Xbox anymore from Microsoft. They're not going to say that.
No.
That is true.
It'd be hilarious if they did, but
my thing is we're
Phil
all
will do
waiting
that
for
when he
PlayStation.
retires.
Yeah. We're waiting for PlayStation to catch up. You know what I mean? Like,
in what way?
Go for it. I'm sorry. Go. What were you saying?
Oh no. PlayStation catching up. I was sorry. My dog jumped the thing and came in my office.
What were you mean, like waiting for them to catch up? In what way?
As far as it seems like Phil is constantly extending an olive branch out there. You know, he's taking a big risk offering exclusives to PlayStation, you know, or just other platforms in general. And it seems like PlayStation is the one that's, you know, trying to keep all of their toys to themselves. You know, I wish my ultimate dream for gaming is that everyone gets to play any game they want on whatever system, you know, but, you know, I don't think there's a lot of money in it. You know, if you can get whatever game on any platform, you know, who's to say that, you know, Xbox won't dominate or PlayStation won't dominate? You know what I mean? So I can see where, you know, there will be problems, you know, maybe, you know, Xbox should buy PlayStation.
No.
I don't know.
Don't make me come through this camera.
I don't know how to fix it. I wanted to be open.
I get
for
what you're saying, but
yeah.
But like for me, like I was saying, how, you know, like, hey, go ahead and give it to like these, you know, exclusives to me keep the competition up.
Yeah.
And so I can see that, but I could also see like a shift being something like, in a year, I will give Xbox this game too.
Yeah.
Or
PC timed exclusives.
Yeah. So timed exclusives, but like a length of time that gives you enough time to get those new customers,
yes,
or those existing customers to say,
yeah.
Like I can see that working.
Yeah.
I don't see opening up exclusives to every console really working out in the long run. But I would love to see timed exclusives.
Yeah.
Timed exclusives work really, they work really well for people who are like, I don't know which console I want to get. Ooh, this one's got this game that I want to play right now, but this one I have to wait a year for.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the one I want to play right now.
Right on.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
that's how they get me.
I would be okay with that. I would be okay with what Gamer Geek was saying. Like, you want to do exclusives, fine, but do it for a set period of time.
Yeah, and that's more
both
money
sides,
for them
PlayStation
too.
and Xbox.
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't punish the consumer.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For very long.
And I mean, they would get me anyway, because I'd be like, oh, well, I can play this right away there, and I probably still might not play the game for a year and a half. But I'll have your console, and I will have oh my gosh, my backlog is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I looked at it the other day and I was like, I'm so sad at myself.
Let's look at Stellar Blade as an example.
Yes.
It was a 1-year PlayStation exclusive, and then after that, it was going to be available on Xbox. Well, let's say I've got both, or let's say I've got a PlayStation and then I eventually switch to an Xbox, and I like the game so much, I'm going to buy it on both consoles. Then that's extra money.
There it is.
I mean, how many times have people bought the same game for an updated console? Like, look at GTA 5. Look at Skyrim, for example.
Okay,
or
so
Stardew Valley.
I have every PS3, PS4, and PS5 for GTA. So yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I loved Injustice: Gods Among Us. I bought it on the Vita, the PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation 4. So you're right. And I, you know, even though we have GTA on the PlayStation 4 and the 5, we still have it on Xbox One and Series S. You know, and there's games that I'll have, and my kid will be like, "Ooh, I like that," and so I'll go buy it for Xbox. So you're absolutely right about that.
Real quick.
Thank you. I never get tired of hearing that.
Let's get into the chat real quick, and then we'll move on to our next one. Hopefully, I don't click on the wrong freaking article again. Good night.
I believe in you.
It's just a mess. I'm a mess. All right, here we go. First up, Lord Beerus. The Wisest Fox hosted another Justice League meeting. You, Brother Fox, are making Saturdays great again, like Saturday morning cartoons back in the day. Fox is making sketches great again. Thank you, Beerus. You're too kind. You're too kind,
Absolutely,
man.
though.
I mean, I remember how I feel about Saturday morning cartoons. That is very high praise, Lord Beerus.
Oh my god.
It is.
And I mean,
Beerus is awesome.
Yeah, he is.
He is. I'm coming around to that. He kind of is.
Yeah. Don't tell him I said that. We're gonna have to edit this out later.
Oh, I think he's already on. But Nas or
Let me pretend.
Gamer, have you been watching X-Men 97?
I have.
Dude,
I have been blown away, especially with the fact that they got almost the whole original cast to come back to voice them.
Yeah.
Like, I heard Storm's voice and I was like, I feel like I'm 11 again. This is great. Like, oh, it blew me away. Like,
yeah, it's so good.
But that twist on this past week with
spoilers.
with a character really kind of got me. I was like, oh my goodness.
Were they formerly a villain?
No.
Okay.
It was just a twist that wasn't expected.
Gotcha. Okay. I haven't
so
I've gotten to episode 2. So I know that at the end of, I want to say it was episode 1, they also have a twist going on. Someone's estate got moved over to a very recognizable villain. So
okay, I know that much.
Right on.
I've heard that much.
Yeah.
I know Magneto's
there's a lot
involved.
of twists, and I'm really liking it. So I feel like I'm being kept on my toes, but it's also it's seriously like sitting down and watching everything I grew up on.
Yeah. Oh,
and so I'm absolutely loving it, and I like the way that the story is going so far. I hope it continues to be awesome. But
yes.
I cannot wait to see more of it. I'm really, really stoked.
Right on. All right, we're gonna move on real quick. Lord Beers again, shout out to Geek, Panda, Scotty, Knossig, J Boog, John DBZ. We've been missing John DBZ on here. Shadow, Merlin, Gamer Geek Jr.
Shadow.
The other awesome party members in the YouTube JRPG. We got going up in here.
Shadow and Merlin appreciate your shout out.
Exactly.
The cats are smiling over here.
DMX, goodness gracious, I couldn't think of the name for a second, but yes.
Oh, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna have that in my head all day. Thanks, Lord Beerus.
Lord Beers again, bestow my black icy heart for the legendary eternal enchantress, aka the Resident Evil Queen. Gamer Geek Lounge has returned. Let us rejoice like when Link holds the completed Triforce for her return. Nice.
Right on.
Such praise.
Yes.
I
oh
just
my goodness.
love you.
Lord Beers again. Brother Fox, you were right about Zom 100. Excellent anime so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Best part is that it airs right after Ninja Kamui, so I get the best of both worlds on Toonami. I don't know where to find Toonami now. I have no idea, because I'd be watching Ninja Kamui. The animation in that anime, it looks so smooth, it's so bloody, and it's right up my alley. You know, you go through phases sometimes. It's like, oh, sometimes I just want to, freaking anime and chill, and sometimes I like a little action and more story. But Ninja Kamui hits a version of me that I'm like, brutality. I love it. The blood and gore. So
it's like that first experience with Mortal Kombat.
Yes, just talking about but an anime I'm watching right now is Freyrin or something like that. It's an elf, and it's going through, it's one of those, just kick back and watch it. It's nice and chill, and it is absolutely amazing. It hits some emotional beats because she's an elf, so she outlasted a lot of the people that she used to go on quests with, and is going through, you know, how she's dealing with that. And so it really touches on a part where, you know, if you live super long, if thousands of years, relationships don't really matter to you because you know,
You're gonna lose everything.
right. So that's they're hitting on a little bit of that too, which I think is amazing. It's awesome.
I did a little bit of a look up on Toonami. Apparently it's on Adult Swim.
Where can I find Adult Swim?
Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay.
We don't have like
I'm that old.
Well, no, it's like
I'm a walking TV guy.
I remember Toonami in
TV Guide. Oh my god.
Yes, that talk about old school. That right there. We actually had TV Guides in our house too, but yeah, no, I remember Cartoon Network, Toonami. They were my favorite before we were able to get, well, Nickelodeon was my favorite, but Cartoon Network, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Powerpuff Girls, Toonami. That was the first place I saw Dragon Ball Z in '98. It was amazing.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, no, it's I don't know where to find it now because we don't have network television. We just have subscriptions, you know, so I have no idea where to find it. Like if they have an app or something like that.
You know, I know that I've seen a lot of stuff on Max.
Okay.
From Cartoon Network.
Okay.
And then I think Peacock also has some.
Okay. All right. I'll be checking Peacock out.
But best bet is I would check Peacock and Max first.
You know what? I'm such an idiot. I can just Google it.
See, I hate not knowing where my favorite shows are.
Yes.
It drives me nuts.
I'll always like do sometimes I'll do like video meetups like on Discord with friends that aren't close by, and we'll watch a movie and I'll be like, well, what's it on, and do you have this service? You know, so it's like you have to like extra coordinate for those situations. I never know where the show is or the movie is. It's just, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, and even if you do know where it is, it's only a matter of time before it's somewhere else.
Exactly. Or gone. Speaking of digital downloads.
Yeah, it's funny. If you'd have told me what digital downloads were like 10 years ago, I would have assumed piracy.
Yeah.
The high seas.
Yeah.
So the high seas.
I would have been like, okay, so we're on Pirate Bay, LimeWire.
Oh my God, LimeWire.
I know.
Okay, so HBO Max is what I'm seeing right now. Oh, and
right.
Cartoon Network Plus is they have their own subscription.
Of course they do. Of course.
Yeah. I was gonna say, of course they do. They're everybody does.
Oh my goodness. Lord Beers, they were live all along. That's a blooper reel moment. Oh yes.
That could have gone so much worse.
Yes.
It really could have.
Woo! We dodged a bullet with that one, I think. Lord Beer's new video dropped yesterday on YouTube with her Claire Resident Evil 2 remake series. It's fire. That's right. Links are in the description. If you're having trouble with your Resident Evil playthrough, go check out Gamer Geek. Gamer Geek Lounge.
Or you just want to watch me freak out while I can't shoot Claire's gun. That too.
Right on. We got Scotty in the chat.
Hey.
Yo guys, apologies I couldn't make the stream, but good to see the squad. Brother Fox, Gamer Geek, Knossig, and Lord Beerus. That's right. And
What's going on, Scotty? Kind of missed you, man.
Yes. I had to hurry up and make an overlay for this one, but I wouldn't have mind adding a fourth one in there. It'd been super easy. But yeah, he let me know. I reached out to him to see if he wanted to join, and he couldn't this Saturday, which is totally fine. Greetings, brother Beerus. And I think Beerus said greetings to Scotty.
Oh, by the way, Scotty, saw your video on your channel about meeting gamer friends in real life. Really love the video, man.
It's great. Him and Kai together they are hilarious. Lord Beers, hope the realm of Scotty is treating you well today. Oh yeah, here we go. First two Matrix were crazy. Loved them.
They were.
Yes. Scotty or G-Man, he was on our live stream last week. So if you want to take a look at that video, his Scotty's YouTube, and I want to say his Twitter, they're also in the description of that video. So if you want to check his videos out, they're hilarious. They're there if you want to look at them. Realm of Scotty as well, bro. I hope you are still running things in Universe 7, sir. That's right. Knossig is right. Animation can do pretty much anything with less production costs and just go to town on it. That's right.
Look at anime. Anime is a great example of that.
Yes.
And it does such a good job of conveying all the emotions that they want to.
It does.
I love it.
Anime is great with that. Like,
yes.
We could go on a whole other stream.
Oh yeah, freaking!
I couldn't. I actually haven't watched that much anime. I tried, and I don't know. I just didn't have the. I don't think I was at the right point where I would have been receptive to it. I mean, I watched Cowboy Bebop. That was the first one that I watched, and someone was like, "You've watched this, now almost everything else is gonna kind of feel like a downgrade," and that kind of turned me off, and I was I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah,
I
would have been the same way.
Yeah. I'm always down for recommendations. If someone wants to recommend something, I'll watch. I will. I'll give it a shot.
I would say Samurai Champloo. It's done in the samurai era, and you got two samurais. One is a piece of crap, doesn't give a crap about anybody else, and the other one is strict by the book samurai, and you got a young girl thrown in the mix. And she's hiring these two to, I guess, save her dad. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
almost sounds like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, kind of. Good cop, bad cop, and they go at each other's throats all the time. It's hilarious. It's heartfelt, action packed, amazing. It's so good.
All right.
Lord Beerus, those CGI Resident Evil movies are exquisite, especially Death Island. Jill blew me out of the water with her performance, but then again, I'm a Jill Valentine super fan. If it's got Jill, then it's fire.
I mean, it is so true. Death Island, I was the most excited for that than I've ever been for any Resident Evil movie, even, the live action. I saw that they were going to have Jill in it, and I was like, it is over. I am there. Take my money now. Like, can I afford to fly to Japan so I don't have to wait a week to see it? I went gaga over that. Her and Leon meeting for the first time and teaming up was the highlight of my life so far as Resident Evil fandom goes.
Right on.
So those are my two, and I was just so happy. They give them a game together, like I would buy it on like every platform that ever existed.
Microsoft and Sony, I hope you're listening.
That's right.
I know, right? Capcom, pay attention.
Yes.
Just no microtransactions, please.
Right. Scotty again. Haha, you knew Fox. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I'm sorry. I'm slowing.
We got
the
a lot
uptake.
going on.
Yes, that's the reason why I'm slowing the uptake. I get all discombobulated. See, and I went to the wrong freaking article first off, and I'm like, yeah, things are just not. They're a lot better this time though.
They're not making mistakes. They're just
happy
little accidents. That's all.
Yes.
Yes. Bob Fox.
Bob Fox?
That's Bob Ross.
Oh.
Because Bob Ross would do the paintings and he'd be like, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. And so now you're Bob Fox.
Oh crap, we lost them. There
I'm so good with that. Bob Fox. Bobby. Right on. Lord Beerus again. Anyone remember Angelina in The Bone Collector? Yes, with
yes,
Denzel
she was
Washington.
great with that.
Yeah?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan
Okay.
Freeman. Yes.
That's hilarious. That's my favorite Angelina role. I really wanted sequels since it was a whole book series. They totally muffed up that. It's freaking Denzel's.
Oh wait, is it Denzel?
Oh yeah, it was Denzel because he was paralyzed. And he was the detective. He got paralyzed and all that.
Yeah.
Wait a second. In Wanted, Morgan Freeman was in Wanted.
Yes.
That's where I got Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
My bad, guys.
In what stuff?
Happy little accident. Happy little
Happy
accident.
little accident.
Bob Noss.
I know.
Yeah. I
And
love
Bob
it.
Geek.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
That actually works pretty well.
It does. Even it's like Bob Ross, Bob Noss. Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There's no such thing as being too addicted to video games. Such blasphemy.
I wish that were true, man.
I have to say that I'm on air.
All right.
Can't be an enabler.
Scotty G-Man, it'll be interesting to know if Xbox would like their main exclusive Gears, Halo, etc. go to PlayStation. Or sorry, that's my fault. Xbox players won't be happy. He's exactly right on that. Lord Beers agrees.
They won't be, but PlayStation players definitely will be.
Yes.
Yes.
Aw.
We got a guest.
I know, she's so cute.
A box? What?
Oh.
She can't help Baby Fox? Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll be with you in a second, okay? I love you, sweetie.
Oh, she's so precious.
Oh, she is. She's got bedhead. G-Man, Scotty, agree on the time exclusives idea, guys. Oh, there she goes. John DBZ in the chat. Hello.
John!
It's been a while. At least PlayStation and Nintendo can say that they have the good movies. Cannot think of any games the movie for Xbox would line up to watch Gears, the movie as you walk past Mario 2 in Resident Evil.
Wait, so you don't like the Halo series?
I haven't seen it.
I do like the Halo series. I just don't like leaving me on these massive cliffhangers and then say, oh, just wait 2 years.
Yeah. But I can't comment on that. Even if I did watch Halo, I wasn't a big proponent of the Halo series when it was on Xbox. And, you know, Xbox console owners, they absolutely love. That was one of the reasons they bought and stuck with Xbox so long, is because of Halo. And,
I bought an Xbox for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
That's great.
And Blood Rain. Yes, I absolutely did. And but I loved my original Xbox. When I got to 360, I was just disappointed. And then, you know, I started on PlayStation 1. I didn't actually own a PlayStation 2, but in the barracks, like, we all had Xbox and PlayStation 2. We would all get together, and it was such a magical time because nobody cared. Nobody was like, oh, your Xbox isn't as good as my PlayStation, or vice versa. So it was a wonderful time in gaming.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's one thing. I'm not a fan of that, of the whole, you know, I'm Team Xbox, I'm PlayStation. We have to argue. Like, come on.
I'm like, we're gamers. Come on now.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I love playing like Tiger Woods golf and stuff like that, and Madden, and yeah. And then when I soft modded it and I could play Super Mario World on there, it was really awesome.
it's funny. In our barracks, it was FIFA.
Yes,
FIFA was our
the
thing.
soccer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soccer's a good one, but we were big on. Obviously, Halo was really cool to us, and we would have like little Halo parties where we'd get together, and we would play like in our friends' rooms and stuff, or you know, like I loved it back then because we didn't even need Blockbuster. Somebody had that game in the barracks, so you could just ask somebody, or they had the console that you wanted to borrow. Like everybody was so cool about it back then.
Yeah.
So.
Right on. Lord Beers, he says, props Fox for getting my DMX reference here. You're welcome, Knossig. John DBZ, lots of busy work, but always watch the team. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Look forward to meeting you sometime.
Lord Beers, John, welcome back. Yeah. He's got fans in the chat.
It's true. Beers and I will talk about John like offline and be like, I wonder where John was this week. And like, we'll have this full conversation about how we miss John.
Right on.
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Yes. Scotty, if you like anime and a story, Blue-Eyed Samurai is crazy. I've been wanting to get in it. I've heard rave reviews for it. So once I get done with Frerin, I'll hop over to that.
You know, yeah, I'll watch that too. So Samurai Champloo and Blue-Eyed Samurai. I think I've got set for a little bit.
Right on. Lord Beers with the Clutch. Toonami is now on Saturday night. I think it starts at midnight. It's only available on cable and satellite, I believe. But a lot of the new anime that sits on Toonami does air on Max the next day. Very cool. Thank you. So I'll definitely be looking into Max. Got to get rid of, something, and then I'll probably get into Max. But again, I got to talk to my wife first because she might be watching the show on it. So we'll see. J Bug.
Check with your cable provider for your internet. They might offer Max for free. That's how I have mine.
Right on. Okay. J Bug, bro, I'm so happy you found Ninja. That anime is on point. Lord B is too generous. I got to give you a shout out, Lord B, for rocking with us since day one and actively engaging. 100%. Yes. 100%.
Oh yeah.
It's been amazing. J Bug, I'm watching Solo Leveling. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. And it's getting good. Besides that anime, I'm watching Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah. J Bug, have you seen, because he's watched a lot of them. He's like the yin to my yang. He'll watch nice. Like Shield Hero or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, and it just didn't interest me at all, but he watched the crap out of it and he was telling me about it. Lord Beers, yes, Scotty, Universe 7 as well, especially since Champa is staying out of it. John DBZ, in UK, things like Harley Quinn episode 4 anime like Devil May Cry, Netflix, some of DBZ Super is on Nickelodeon Pop, but with channel and websites, most all you can find easy. We have to pay for any US TV here. Oh, okay. That sucks. I heard VPNs help out with that. Like some of the stuff that are not available in certain regions of the world. Yeah.
That's true. That's how I used to watch Doctor Who before it.
Yeah.
Got to Disney Plus.
Lord Beerus. Lord Beerus, Mugen, Jin, and Fu from Samurai Champloo. Yep, those are the three. Good times. Dynamite.
Oh good times. Boy, you want to talk about a remake?
Boog, hey, glad to see you. J Boog, thanks, Lord B. Always a pleasure to see you. And last one from Lord Beers. Now we have a full battle party. This is true.
There's one thing I want to say, just going back to what we were talking about earlier about like animation and stuff like that.
Yes.
Don't do what Good Times is doing. Don't do what Good Times is doing, taking a family-friendly, heartfelt show and turning it into whatever the hell Netflix is doing.
Is what that is.
Okay, just don't do that. Just call it something else. If you want to create your own show that has all of that crap that's in the trailer, don't call it Good Times.
No,
you can't associate the two. They look completely different. And yes, I know it's a trailer, but a trailer is meant to be a sample of a TV show.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason. Go for it. Sorry, Nas. I'm sorry.
Like if you go to Costco and you grab a free sample and it tastes like crap, you're not going to buy the product.
This is true.
I don't get it. You are. Too right you are.
and so with that, that's the only reason. Well, they knew that was the only reason they could get anyone to show any interest in this show, is to slap Good Times on it because it is a recognizable show, and they decided to put every stereotype they could.
Which is impressive.
It
like
is
the amount of stereotypes that are in that trailer is
very
just like
impressive.
A prodigious amount of stereotypes.
Yep.
It's really quite impressive.
Yep, they covered the selling of drugs. They covered the they just covered every bad stereotype that you could think of fit into like a less than a minute of a clip. Impressive.
I wonder if there was a bet going on, like it's in Super Troopers where it's like, how many times can you say meow?
That's my favorite scene too.
And they're like, let's do this trailer, and how many times can you do this? You know? So that's what it sounds like when you're describing this trailer.
Absolutely.
Like somebody lost a bet and had.
Well, they're gonna lose money now.
I hope that show does exactly as well as it deserves to.
Yeah, I hope it crashes.
I'm gonna say that.
Yep.
And leave it there.
I feel the same way about that show as I do about Embracer. It's like, You get what you freaking deserve. But switching gears, Stellar Blade is one of the most anticipated games coming out of Shift Up. Absolutely amazing. And it has been confirmed that if this one sells well, they will develop a sequel for it. But before they get to that, they do have a new game that they're working on right now. And like you were saying, Nos, is not going to be exclusive to was it you, Gamer, that said that?
I think it was Nos that was saying it. Like I've read that they want to open it up and not have it be an exclusive for the next game that they're doing. I think I want to say I saw an article on that actually last night.
Okay.
Because I've been kind of MIA for 2 weeks. So.
Yes. Which is totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah. Yep. We're here whenever you decide to come on back to us. I know.
I appreciate it. I missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed you too. Oh my goodness. Now we got 2 freaking heavy hitters on here. All we need is Panda and Scotty, and then we'll be they're like the guys. Infinity Stones. Weren't there 5 of those?
Yeah, there were. But we're gonna fight over who's what. I wasn't so much worried about that. I was worried about us arguing about who's what and who's which stone.
Oh. Right on.
Just assign me one.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the color green and purple. So
which one's green was the time stone, right?
Yes.
It was.
That's the one that Dr. Strange had.
You might not want to give me that one. I'm bad with that.
Red was reality. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But let's get into the article real quick. We'll read through that and then we'll give our opinions on that. All right. According to the recruitment page on developer ShiftUp's website, the studio is seeking a new staff for a brand new game. The game is apparently a cross-platform next-gen project, and unfortunately, for the time being at least, that's literally all we know about the new game from South Korean studio. Nonetheless, it's still interesting to know that ShiftUp won't be sticking to developing games exclusively for PlayStation platforms. Stellar Blade, which launches later this month on April 28th, is being made exclusively for PS5. So it's nice to see the studio giving a wider audience a chance to play its next game. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. I'm so glad that we've got another game and they are going to open it up to everyone. It's great. It's what gaming should be, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I like the exclusive with PlayStation, and like Nos was saying, and now I have no idea if we were on or off air, but like he was saying, like it was a really smart move because now they've got their eyes on Shift Up and they've got their eyes on Stellar Blade and the success they'll have by doing this exclusive, because PlayStation's going to put money into helping advertise this and push this game out for them.
Oh yeah.
And so now they've got that opportunity where all eyes are on them.
Yeah, they got a lot of fan goodwill.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah, their demo was really good. So good. Like you got a chance to play through not a whole lot of the story mode, but after you beat that can transfer into, whenever you buy the game, that transfer into your already played time, and they give you a chance to, be OP, like have a bunch of moves and attacks and defenses and things like that, and you could fight a boss. And they had a boss section where you could go to. It was so amazing. I played through it like 3 times already.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Stellar Blade. That's one I do want. I already have my calendar marked, and it's close enough to the first. So if I don't have money in pocket that day,
yes, you're right on.
I don't have a PS5, so I'm just going to be that creepy dude that's standing outside in the rain, looking through somebody's window, watching them play it. Or I'll just watch streams. I'm sure there's going to be tons. Yeah. I'll watch you play it, Dark Fox.
Yeah.
Dark Fox and I can join a party, and we'll both just have our commentary while we're both playing.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all. Seriously.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. Yeah.
But I mean, as long as the game's fun,
it is. I can't. Yeah. Well, it's the moving around. There was one part where you were swinging on poles and at the top of this building. It is a little stiff. I gotta say that. But during fights, it's amazing. It's so good. I have no complaints.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear discussion about the game that's not just focused on how the character looks. Right?
Oh yeah, I saw an article
there's
about that.
plenty
What
to
was
say
it? The
about
outfit?
that too.
The
outfit
IGN,
that they were, yeah.
the IGN France article, where they were saying that whoever designed this character has never seen a real woman.
He was so butthurt.
Even though she was based on a real model, and there's evidence of it.
Right.
Like, okay, we're going to issue a complete non-apology afterwards. Oh, God.
What was so funny is like the more he like dogged on the character, the more he was like dogging on the actual woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess it's a reverse compliment, saying no woman looks like this. She's way too beautiful. You know what I mean? I guess it's a reverse compliment, but still, he was dogging on basically the people who liked her design. You know what I mean? He's and you know, from what I understand, right? So this is my 2 cents on it. In this, it kind of makes sense, but for someone to be like designed that way in like, let's say The Walking Dead, you know, it doesn't make sense. You know, it's more grounded. This one is more fantastical, you know, so you want, you know, your fantasy displayed on screen, you know, and I totally agree with that. I got that from, I can't remember what his name is, but he's a YouTuber, really good guy, very smart. He's from London also. So Scotty, there you go. Shout out, you know, London, stand up, buddy. But yeah, that's how
you want to play a game with a protagonist that you can put yourself into, and they don't have to look exactly like you. They don't have to look anything like you. They don't have to be the same race, gender, whatever. It's your choice. You can either choose to play the game with this protagonist or not.
Right.
But I don't think it's necessary to crap on the decisions that were made going into this game.
Yeah.
Play the game. Is the game fun? Does it scratch that itch for fun gameplay, music, all that sort of stuff? And if so, great. If not, just say it's not for you and just move on.
Yeah, no one can say that nowadays. They have to give their whole 2 cents and everything. But I've never, with you saying that, I've never agreed with that, because I don't, for Eve to be who she is, I shouldn't be able to play this game because I don't see myself in her. She's, you know, not my gender, she's not my race or anything like that, but I absolutely am looking for, it's one of my number ones for this year, you know, although PlayStation doesn't have a lot of exclusives coming, but
well, here's the thing though, you've got a little something, and it's sometimes it seems like it's in short supply, but you've got a little something called imagination, which allows you to put yourself and have empathy for the character that you're playing. Right?
Love it.
That's kind of important. It helps you connect to the character, their struggles, and what they're doing, what their goals and aspirations are, and actually achieving them. And then you feel the result afterwards. You in that payoff at the very, very end. If you lack imagination and you lack empathy, you're not going to feel that.
Yeah.
Correct. I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah.
It's funny because with my gameplay, it's always I'm saying I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm. It can be Leon Kennedy, it can be Jill Valentine, it can be Aloy from Horizon, it can be freaking Sub-Zero, you know, and it's always like I'm this person. Like, it's not, because in my mind, like, that's what I'm going into. Like, gender doesn't even exist when it comes to my video games. It's what is it in this person that I can relate to or empathize with, and I am that character. Like, you know, I mean, like, I'm still me, obviously, but I'm that character. You know, that is my person. That's who I am when I'm in this game. When I'm in this game,
the character is the vehicle. The character is the vehicle, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the game I'm playing right now, I'm playing Biomorph, and I don't know what the hell the creature is that I'm playing as. It's not. People are asking, "What are you?" And the character's like, "I don't know," and I don't recognize it. It's a well drawn, well animated character, and even though I have no way of actually relating to what it's like to be that thing, I can still understand what they're going for. I can appreciate what they're trying to do and how they're going about it.
Oh yeah.
And I there's no way that I could ever actually physically see myself in this character, but using imagination, I can.
Yeah. And
What's,
you're going around and
that?
helping a lot
Imagination?
of people too.
Yeah, I know. It's an old word.
Yeah.
It's from the before times.
From the
old
before
like me.
Dude.
From the before times. We're gonna have to start using that.
Yes.
I saw the greatest saying last night. It was sent to me in a text message, and it was like, "Slow down. I'm from the 1900s." And I was about dead, because that was like the funniest thing ever. You know, we're not that old, but it makes it seem that way when people say that. I've heard of like this kid going up to his professor and saying, and I cite this book from the 1900s, and it was from like 96. And I'm like, what? I feel personally attacked.
Right on. So we've got about 10 minutes left. I'm gonna get into this next one, the next article. So Xbox it's rumored that they're got a handheld coming out, which is funny since we're going through their consoles, losing steam in certain regions and everything like that. Let's get into the article real quick, and then we will talk about it. I think I'm missing a part of this one, but anyway, we will figure this one out. All right, let's get into it. Hold on. There we go. All right, on the Xbox 2 podcast, Corden said, I know that Xbox have got handheld prototypes right now. Corden soon clarified that these are new prototypes and not the old prototypes often referred to. As pointed out in the podcast, prototypes don't necessarily mean the new products are coming to market, but Xbox pursuing a handheld isn't at all surprising. So the thought of Xbox bringing out a handheld, does that interest anyone? I can say for me, I think it's a great idea to get them on the move. And even though their consoles aren't selling in certain regions, there is a massive a demand for good handhelds right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree. One thing I can say about Nintendo is that, I mean, the Switch is everything that the Wii should have been,
mm-hmm.
the Wii U, as far as having the console and everything like that. I think that they've got their number one, that they should stay with that, because having a handheld and a console itself all in one is phenomenal.
Yeah.
With Xbox, they can go one of two ways. They can either go, we're gonna do PlayStation and Game Pass and be kind of like Steam Deck, or they can be like, hey, here's Game Pass in the palm of your hand. Every Xbox exclusive, every AAA game that we're developing for consoles is here, and it's exclusive, and it's only on this. I actually kind of think that would make it a little more successful, because you've got the competition of Steam Deck, but Xbox has the ability to be so much more powerful and so much better, kind of like the original Xbox. Like, that was more powerful than anything that had come out. It just didn't be, unless you soft modded it or got in there, you couldn't really reach that potential. So I think that if Xbox were to be like, hey, here's literally Xbox in the palm of your hand, I think it would make it sell more, because people are going to go towards that more than the Steam Deck for Xbox stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go either way, but I think that they would have a more targeted audience, instead of being like, hey, it's basically like the Steam Deck with Xbox on it.
Yeah.
You have to have Game Pass as part of that.
Yes.
You absolutely have to. And it's funny, when I was reading this article, and the first thing that came to mind was Die Hard, where
nice.
John McClane throws the first terrorist out of the window to get,
Yes.
Reginald Vell Johnson's attention. He looks down and he goes, "Welcome to the party, pal." It's like, okay, yeah. I read this article and I thought, okay, this makes sense. It's a little late, but okay.
Yeah.
But I think they're talking. Late. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about it being dockable. That's one of the rumors, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
If you are doing like a portable console now, making it dockable is just because you basically have 2-in-1. You have something you can pick up and take with you, like a Switch.
Yep.
But is it going to be good? Are the games for it going to be good?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in. I don't personally care if you're going to sell me on a technological leap, because that's what the article does. Fine. But what games can I play for it? I don't want to have a technological leap that I never pick up because I don't have any reason to.
Yeah.
Make it worth my while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vita was a phenomenal machine, but they decided to go to cartridges, and they decided to do stuff, and nobody wanted to take the time to develop for it or put it on, you know, the cartridges were more expensive to make, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But like with PlayStation Portable, they have the ability where you can plug it in and you can play on your TV, or you can watch the movies that you bought for it on your TV, and that was amazing. But something dockable like the Switch would be even more so. I think handheld gaming is kind of done as far as solo handheld gaming. I think there should be a way to put it onto the big screen. So if you're at home and you have that choice, you should be able to make that choice.
Oh yeah.
But I agree with Nos. Like, don't just tell me something cool and powerful is coming out. Like, what are you offering? What will be on there? What would be the benefit of me buying this?
Yeah.
Versus,
like, why should I buy this over a Steam Deck or an Ally or whatever PlayStation's offering is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, because I believe on Steam Deck, can't you get some of the Game Pass games? I don't know 100%.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
But I know if it's a Linux-based system, so it's not Windows, but anything that would be Windows-based as far as the handhelds, because they have various ones. It's not just Steam Deck. It's like, you know, they have other ones. So I think you can get Game Pass on some of them.
Okay.
So for them to do a handheld, it would need to be more of a Switch type, but with Xbox power behind it.
And what will that mean for the? Sorry, what will that mean for the PlayStation exclusives then? Because if I have a choice between an Xbox portable console and a PlayStation portable console, and on the PlayStation I can get Xbox exclusives, why would I buy an Xbox portable console?
Oh, I wouldn't.
Unless there's a big price difference. I mean, if you've got one that's selling for $500 and one that's selling for $800, I can see that being a key factor in making that decision.
I could as well. I would, in that case, go for what power and what games it had. Like, what abilities does it have? Like, if I've got a faster processor and a better graphics card in my PlayStation or my Xbox handheld, that would be the factor in price as to what I would go to. But I really don't think that they're going to put Game Pass on Xbox or on PlayStation, at least not for many years.
Yeah.
I think if this next gen doesn't work out for Xbox the way that it's looking right now, then I think that they will probably try to just go ahead and stop being in the console.
100% agree with that. Yep.
What if they did have Game Pass on PlayStation, but your library was limited? Like, you could have certain games available on Game Pass for PlayStation, just not the full library. Would that be enough to entice people?
I think that would be cool. Me personally, I wouldn't pay for Game Pass in that instance if I only had PlayStation.
Right.
I pay for Game Pass now because my kid plays so much, and also because I can go hop on there, especially if it's on Xbox and I can't get it, or if I don't have money to get it right now and it's on Xbox, I can go hop over there and play on Game Pass. But it for me personally, it's not going to make me buy the handheld just for Game Pass.
So I'm in a different camp than that. I would totally buy the handheld if they put Game Pass on it. I would totally do that. For people in a situation like you guys own multiple consoles and things like that, I'm kind of entrenched in the PlayStation ecosystem. So if handhelds are a lot more accessible than like a console, they cost less and you can, play them on the go. And that seems to be a trend that's getting more and more popular, so, and I agree 100%. I would play Game Pass on the go if they had the option. So if they decided to get out of the console game, I think getting into the handheld game is probably a lot better ask of Xbox, or it's a lot better strategy to maybe release, because apparently they were supposedly coming out with just a little device where you can get Game Pass on it and play it on any screen, apparently. But if they were to come out with a handheld, I'd totally buy it. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I would buy the Xbox handheld. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, would I buy the PlayStation over that if some games were available on Game Pass on PlayStation? No, that wouldn't be a factor for me. Because I'm like most women, I want it all or nothing. We're greedy. Come on now.
We don't do gray areas here.
No.
Yeah, we don't. We don't. I'm very honest. We are women want it all, and we're not going to settle. And don't tell us no. Like,
to be fair, I'm the same way. I want everything I can get for what I can pay for it. I don't want to have every single console. I just want to be able to play as many games as I can while spending as little as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want to be milked dry by these companies, because if I didn't think about it, it wouldn't be that hard for that to happen.
Yeah, 100%.
I could own every single console that ever came out, buy every single game, even the repeats from the generational upgrades.
Yes.
But we're consumers. We have to make the smartest decisions for us.
Yes.
We do. And while I have every console in this house back 2 or 3 generations,
lucky.
I was very lucky, but I had a dad that, even though I was in my 30s and hitting 40, he was still like, either sending a check, or like with the Wii U, he actually bought that for us. It was a family Christmas gift.
Oh, nice.
So I was lucky in that respect. The Xbox One we wouldn't have if my sister hadn't sent it to my son as a gift. So, I mean, it's not all being able to buy it, but when we got the Series S, I wish I could have afforded to buy the X, because I like having the option of discs.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about that.
Yes. Physical media.
But like, I don't play every single console in my house, and I also go around and pick and choose. Like, I might get into like a Nintendo kick for like 3 months and not touch my PlayStation for that long, or I might rotate through them all in one day, But for me, it's and it might be the same for you. Like, being in the military was hard. And there's times where I need that escape. Yeah. And I need the games, especially veterans that have PTSD and stuff like that. We tend to get really, like, games are really good therapy for us. Like, 100%, we can get lost, we can decompress, we can get out of our own minds. And gaming has been a big lifeline for me. That's why I like what Regiment does. As the gaming team and everything, I want what I can get, and I want to play it no matter where it is. I don't mind buying every single console there is. I will always buy a Nintendo, and I'm always going to buy a PlayStation, just because those are my 2 preferences. But what am I going to buy first? You know what I mean? That's kind of where we go. Like, I have to save money. I have to plan. I have to, or buy it and make payments, something like that. So it's a big investment. So the things like Game Pass and what exclusives we have and what's coming out on these systems, which is why I think PlayStation isn't selling so well right now. Like, there's literally nothing big announced for this year at all. The biggest thing and the most anticipated thing isn't even supposed to be out until April or May of 2025, and that's Death Stranding 2. So Kojima. For me, I wouldn't be buying a PlayStation at this moment in time either. You know, like it's just not going to happen. So if I didn't already have the PlayStation, which was severely impacted by the pandemic because of, you know, everything was made in China. The supply chains were all crazy. Like I remember I ordered the Horizon guidebook because I like to have that as collections. You know, I have the Zelda one for Breath of the Wild and stuff. It took me probably about 4 months longer to get that book than what it should have because the paper supply went.
Wow.
It wasn't working very well.
That's hilarious.
I didn't either, but my brother's in printing, so that's how I found it out.
Jeez.
But like everything was severely impacted, and honest to goodness, like PS5's life cycle started in 2020, but it didn't really start until 2023.
Exactly. Right.
So for them to talk about it like nearing end of life cycle and stuff like that,
isn't that hilarious?
I don't think it's right because first of all, it hasn't even really gotten to live with everybody yet.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not had a significant price drop for the ones that can't afford it yet.
Yeah.
Either. So for me,
that could just be spin though.
That it could be. It really could be.
Yeah.
But for me, it's about like what games can I get and what can I connect with the most. It's always been more of a draw for PlayStation for me, and Nintendo's always going to be a must because, you know, Mario, Donkey Kong, all the things that they've got that I can't get anywhere else. Legend of Zelda being a huge one. So just like everyone has their exclusives and theirs, I would prefer timed ones. We know Nintendo's never going to give exclusives to anybody.
No.
But for me, like the handheld, it's going to be, if Xbox does it, which I really hope they do, because I would love to get an Xbox handheld. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Xbox isn't my number one.
Right, mine either.
But
certainly would buy a handheld.
I'm really interested to see, because they have the potential to make a really powerful handheld, and they've got Game Pass, which is far better than anything else out there. And they do have some pretty good exclusives, you know, that I think would work. But which one I'm going to buy first, if they come out around the same time, is going to be based on primarily the games.
I'm interested to see if either one of those consoles is going to be able to play Steam games.
That would make them a plus for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if one wouldn't,
I don't think PlayStation would.
No.
I could see it being more of an Xbox.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking about Xbox is I think that they're trying to do like the merge of PC gaming and Xbox gaming, which would be great.
Kind of works.
It would work wonders, but they've got to do something better than the consoles that they have out now for handheld, like the Steam Deck and stuff.
And
I think
Steam Deck is eating everyone's lunch. It's really good, you know, but it's so expensive. Expensive.
I thought about getting one, and then I saw it, and I was just like, "That's a little too rich."
It's like $500-$600.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like, geez.
Yeah.
Like, how much does this thing cost? Like $200? No, $500, $600.
That's what I was expecting too. It's like, oh,
I saw one for like $1,300. Like when you were looking, it's not an actual Steam Deck. It's like another one. Like another company made it.
Oh, was it like the Ally?
Something like that.
Yeah,
But
the
look at
Rogue
it.
Ally
Like,
is so cool too.
they've got so many like out there now, and like the Legion.
Yes.
I was just like, the Legion is $900. Like, I'm gonna go buy a laptop instead.
Yeah, or another console. I would,
Yes.
you know, that's so. But let's.
I'd be interested in getting like sorry, just one quick second. Whatever, if you're gonna have Steam on there, because I want to be able to play my Steam library on whatever mobile console you've got. So whoever's going to offer that is going to get my business.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Which I can see that, and there's times that, you know, my second oldest and I will be talking, and I'm hearing about like all these games from Steam and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I need to get my laptop out, but I've got such a backlog in PlayStation and Nintendo alone that I just I can't. If I open that, it's just gonna be a trap. I'll never sleep. And I never sleep as it is.
We have to figure out a strategy for dealing with the backlog, or even just the perception of it, because there's some games that you buy and you think you play 10 minutes of it, and okay, you know what? I'm going to play something else for now. And I think sometimes it's fair to just say, I don't really have much interest in this game.
Yeah.
So it's not in my backlog.
Mhm.
It's just out of my library.
Yeah. Right on. All right, let's get into comments real quick.
Okay.
Lord Beerus, don't get me started on the revival. I think he's talking about the Good Times revival.
Good Times.
Lord Beerus again. I bet Geek has the Meow game in her house every day with all those cats. Are we talking about
Yes.
The Meow
I
game?
do.
Oh,
From
Super Troopers.
Yeah.
How many cats do you have?
I totally didn't
I
get
don't want to talk about it.
that. All right. Okay.
I have a cat named Merlin. He's a tuxedo cat, and if anybody knows anything about those black and white cats, they are mouthy. And he just jumped on my desk. That's why my
Tuxedo did?
screen shook.
Speaking of.
Yeah. And I was trying to grab him for you guys, but he'll be all and I'm like, what is that meow? You know, and so like, I'll be meowing back at him because he's super loud.
Yeah.
And so I'll meow back and stuff, and my other cats are just kind of.
It's like, what's going on over there?
Like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Do you know what you just said?
Like Puss in
Yeah.
Boots.
And if I do that
my
one,
first language.
that one, if I do that like in a specific way for too long, like they all come running, and I'm just like, what is he saying? Like, I've got to know.
He was getting the gang together.
Yeah,
So
I'm like, it's got to be
back.
some sort of distress call. Like, what is he? Is he trying to murder me? Like, what's happening here? So.
All right, another one from Lord Beerus. There are 6
Okay.
infinity gems in the Thanos gauntlet. Yellow is mind, purple is power, red is reality, orange is soul, blue is space, and green is time. But his gauntlet doesn't even match up with Mahakai.
I'll take the blue because space doesn't seem like I could F that up.
Right on. I like the reality one. What I can't even remember was red. I like the reality one's pretty cool.
I like the idea of soul, but I don't think I could pull it off.
Right.
London stand up. That's right, bro.
That's right. Scotty. Scotty is the pride of the UK. GB. I don't know what that
Great
GB
Britain.
is.
Great Britain.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
Game Boy.
Somebody needs to.
It's Game Boy.
It's like Friday night at Bernie's over here. Or Saturday night at Bernie's. Saturday morning. I don't know what I'm saying. Lord Beers.
Weekend at Bernie's? You talking about Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, the whole Saturday, Sunday at Bernie's.
We can't do a weekend. We can barely get through a morning.
Oh my goodness. Lord Beers, imagination is something that most kids today don't use. Too much cobwebs and dust on their imagination. This is true.
It's because we gave them video games.
Yeah, Scotty, I've got to shoot, guys. Great stream. As always, I'll catch the rest of the stream later. Hey, man, have a great rest of your weekend, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Scotty. Thanks for being around, man.
Oh, yeah. Lord Beers, Sub-Zero, he's such a cool customer. That's right.
I wish Sub-Zero was here right now because it's hot and my AC is broken. I'm starting to get cranky.
Yeah, okay, so we'll speed this up. Later, Scotty from Lord Beers. J Bug, never mind, Fox, I'll send a link for vets and some of our resources available. Gamer Geek, thanks for your service. And I don't know if you use WWP yet, but look into it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Lord Beers, I agree, Bug. Thank you, everyone, for the military service. Thank you for the goodness gracious, what is it?
Thank you for the shout out and appreciation. We really, like, as veterans, we really appreciate it, but it's also hard for us to accept, you know, because I mean, it's just our pledge. It was an honor to serve.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure Fox feels the same way.
Yep.
So we appreciate it when you guys thank us. It really does mean a lot, whether we convey it or not.
Yes.
That's just part of our, you know, like,
thank you for the support.
Nothing, you know,
Yep. We appreciate it. Lord Beers, last one too. Excelsior job, everyone. The panel hit a grand slam and chat did a hat trick today. Everyone should be proud of themselves. Yes, we had Lord Beers, J Bug, John DBZ came through, Scotty. Thank you guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
I know.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
You guys were awesome.
Oh yeah.
Having Nos here, man.
Yes.
Oh.
I love that the whole imagination thing. Man, you bring up some just awesome stuff. I really like it. So
oh yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, we talk on X all the time, so
yeah.
I knew you were a cool cat.
Yeah, it's a cool customer.
It's just I'm really good at pretending. I'm really kind of a jerk.
Hey,
it's okay.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that too.
I would say what I am, but we're trying to be family friendly.
I know. I held back too.
Right on. All right. Any final
streams?
thoughts?
I'm trying to hold back, and I end up just ends up leaking out sometimes.
That's all.
A little bit, but it's all appropriate though. You have the appropriate amount of, you know.
I was playing Cuphead. Of course, I'm going to swear.
Yeah.
Right on. But any final thoughts?
Nope. I had so much fun today, guys. I missed last week. I really did miss it.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the two shows I've been on. I like that when we're discussing these, we're looking at it from a customer friendly focus, which seems to get lost a lot of times because a lot of the attention seems to be going away from that and towards the minutia of certain aspects of a game rather than, is this fun? Is this good for customers? I don't like that.
Aspects.
I mean, I have a bit of an issue with what I've seen from games journalism. If you want to use air quotes around that, whatever.
Big air
and
quotes.
What they choose to focus on.
Yeah.
It's not that important to me.
Right.
Is the game good? Is it good for customers? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
These reviews really get me nowadays. Like I don't even. I'm more likely to go to Reddit or to ask you guys on Twitter. Like, what do you guys think of this? Because I'm gonna get the answers I need.
Yeah, and you got sources on there that you can trust instead of IGN being the the company.
Watching streams.
Yeah,
and being patient. Yeah. Being patient. If you're not sure about a game, wait a while.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wait a while until all the bugs get worked out, all the drama around it dies down, and then once all that's gone, then do your research and do a lot of it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Exactly. And that's how gaming, especially since they've gotten way more expensive. Like, you gotta be more choosy than you used to be.
Yes, right on. I think we can end it there. Thank you guys for dropping by. Really appreciate it. Gamer Geek's credentials, her links are in the description. She does at least right now, she's doing Resident Evil 2 walkthroughs. If you're having trouble, go ahead and look at those videos. Thank you so much. And Nos, join his his Twitch because it is absolutely amazing the types of voices that he goes through and very interesting games too. So if you have any interest in that, definitely their links are in the description and show them some love. We all appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Thank you guys.
All right. See you guys on the other side.
Have a good one.
All right. I absolutely love having these streams just because, get great people and with great perspectives is always so much fun. Again, Gamer Geek and Nos's, their YouTubes and their Twitches are in the description. Absolutely amazing creators. I love working with them. And just from me, I gotta get better at mentioning it. I have a book. It is available on Amazon. That link is also in the description. If you want to check that out, I would really appreciate it. Definitely leave a comment when you do. Let me know if you like it, you want to see more like it, and I can get started on the next one. But that's all I've got for you today. Go out and enjoy your Saturday. Until next time, keep it casual. Peace.